Hi everyone, welcome to the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this Taco Tuesday, March 15th, the Ides of March, spooky. March 15th, 2022, Live Palatial State, in my black Charlie car. My daughter's at school. Little man LJ's asleep because he's tired. He's going, we got him some Wendy's. He'll eat it when he gets home because he's just sleepy right now. So we got to be very quiet. But we're 2 days away from St. Patrick's Day, the luck of the Irish. Right now, the number one team in college baseball. Congrats to them. Wearing my Merriwood baseball hat, green as well. Pinch I'm Irish. Spring is only 5 days away, March 20th. So bye-bye winter. We had another snowstorm on Saturday, but it looks like it's all melting. We're going to have beautiful 50, 60 degree weather all week long. And it's March Madness, baby. The madness of March. I love it. So I'm going to break out on the bracket. I'll post my bracket on DJ Roscoe Sports Show page and on Facebook. And look forward to hearing from you. Be there, be square. Take to call me in the morning. It is not a tumor. It is not nature. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye-bye. Quickly want to say, before we do the bracket, go watch the new Batman movie. Highly recommend it. It's with my daughter. Great movie. Robert Pattinson kicks butt. He's a true detective. It's action-packed, realistic. It's amazing. Colin Farrell's unrecognizable as the Penguin. He's got a show on HBO Max, so go watch the new Batman movie in the theaters. Next month it'll be on HBO Max on April 19th. Today you could start the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie. You could rent or buy at home on digital on demand. We had a great time seeing that this year when it came out during Christmas time. Tom Brady's back. He wants to win an eighth Super Bowl. Maybe he'll play forever. He's going to play his age 45-year season. He was retired for 40 days. He was retired for less time than the baseball. So the baseball clock gets over. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That was 99 days. It's like Aaron Judge and Tux's number. He was retired for 40 days. And the people online are joking 40 days with his wife and kids, with Giselle and his 3 kids. And he's like, adios. Bye-bye. I'm going back to football where 300-pound people want to break my legs and hit me hard. So the great ageless wonder Tom Brady will be back for his 23rd season. Be the oldest player to play quarterback in football history at 45 years old. So Brady's back. Football free agency is going crazy. Steelers have a quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky. He's not great, but he's good. He's better than Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins. So you got a lot of wheeling to deal with football. Russell Wilson, the Seahawks, they're going to rue that day. They got rid of their franchise championship quarterback. Russell Wilson's on the Denver Broncos, the team he beat and Peyton Manning for the Super Bowl almost 10 years ago. So Russell Wilson's on goes from the Seahawks to the Denver Broncos. Should be a heck of a match with AFC West with all the great quarterbacks: Justin Herbert, Pat Mahomes, David Carr for the Raiders, Derek Carr, I mean, and then you have Russell Wilson now on the Denver Broncos. Aaron Rodgers, after all that animosity and the threats and being like a diva, he stays with the Green Bay Packers, signs a record 5-year contract extension. They give a franchise tag to Devontae Adams, but he doesn't want to play on the franchise tag. So to see if they have enough money with some salary cap issues, if they can get their big-time wide receiver, his right-hand man for Aaron Rodgers to throw to, if they can get him back. So Aaron Rodgers back Green Bay. Russell Wilson is going to Denver. Seattle needs a quarterback. NFL draft's going to be here before you know it in Las Vegas on April 28th. It starts. Carson Wentz, who's had ups and downs, and you thought at least with the Colts he would have had a chance. They sacrificed a first-round pick for him. They gave up to the Eagles, and Frank Reich, it was his excuse me about that. Frank Reich was his head coach and was his offensive coordinator with the Eagles when he had so much success and couldn't make it work, even though he had a solid year, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for the Colts last season, but they fell apart at the end, didn't make the playoffs, lost to the stinky Jaguars, who spent big money in free agency, failed to make the playoffs, and now the Colts are in need for a quarterback, but they get rid of Carson Wentz. He goes to the newly named Washington Commanders, see if he plays well. They have to pick up big bucks, but if it doesn't work out, next year they'll be on the market for another quarterback. So we'll see what happens. Teddy Bridgewater's going to be a backup with the Miami Dolphins for Tua. So a lot of wheeling and dealing. Still want to see where Juju Smith-Schuster ends up. My daughter loves him. Hopefully he comes back to the Steelers. If he can't, I hope he goes to my Jets. They re-signed Berrios to the Jets, their Pro Bowl special teams player. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Free agency officially kicks off tomorrow. The tampering rules are gone, starting yesterday, so you can start talking and basically agreeing to deals. But you can officially put on paper, and they become done deals starting tomorrow. So free agency football's here. Baseball free agency's here. It's been wild with trades and signings because the lockout ended. Finally got a deal done. Didn't have to miss any games. 162 games after all the threats of cancellations. But now Freddie Freeman hasn't picked his place where he's going to go. But he's not going back to Atlanta Braves. They trade for Matt Olson. Trade a lot of top draft picks to the Oakland Athletics. They get themselves a power-hitting first baseman. But sad to see Freddie Freeman, the heart and soul of the Atlanta Braves, old champion, defending champion Braves, go. So he might go to the LA Dodgers, it looks like. Yankees are still in it, but who knows? They might bring back Anthony Rizzo. They still have Luke Voigt, DJ LeMahieu. They made a big trade, the Yankees. They traded Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela to Minnesota Twins. They get a nice defensive and decent offensive shortstop. Josh Donaldson, who had his little dust up with Garrett Cole last year with the spider tag, the sticky stuff. He's on the Yankees, a former MVP, and they get a pretty decent defensive catcher. They gave up on Gary Sanchez, who after all his defensive struggles and up and down hits for power, but not much else. Gio Urshela was sad to see him go. He was a pretty great member of the Yankees, good friends with Gleyber Torres, G-Baby, so big trade by the Yankees. See what they get anyone else free agency. See where Freddie Freeman ends up. Matt Olson going to the Braves is big. Andrew Kutch and the Milwaukee Brewers. A lot of wheeling and dealing. Slowly did you see where Carlos Correa, the star shortstop of the Astros, does he go back to Houston? Does he go somewhere else? Do the Yankees get him? So it'd be interesting to see what happens. The Mets just got a big-time pitcher. They got Chris Bassett from the Oakland Athletics, who are getting rid of a lot of players. The Reds getting rid of a lot of players. Jesse Winker, all-star, power-hitting outfielder going to the Seattle Mariners, trying to make the playoffs first time in 21 years. So just glad baseball's back. Wheeling dealing with free agency. The Mets look like they'll be a good team with Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom if he's healthy. Got Bassett, got Carrasco, and Taijuan Walker. Great pitching staff. Just need to hit consistently. Yankees should be interested to see what happens. But a lot of wheeling and dealing, a lot more to come. Trades and signings, and spring training opens up. They're in camp finally. They're playing real games. It's going to be expanded playoffs, 12 postseason teams. And we have spring training baseball, actual games, starting Thursday and Friday this week. And opening day, just a week later than it was supposed to be, instead of March 31st, it's April 7th. Opening day, Thursday, April 7th. At 1 o'clock, Yankees versus their arch rival, the Boston Red Sox, in the Boogie Down Bronx at Yankee Stadium to kick off season. So looking forward to that. So very thankful to have baseball back. Basketball and hockey getting ready for the playoffs before you know it. So that's exciting stuff. And Baby Penn's playing pretty well. Pittsburgh Penguins playing well. Rangers and company. And then you have football with all the wheeling and free agency and trades and signings and all that crazy stuff before we get to the NFL draft. So very excited to see how it goes down. And we'll just see where Deshaun Watson ends up now that he'll not face any criminal charges. Still might get suspended by the NFL for their conduct policy. So we'll see where Deshaun Watson ends up. Maybe Carolina, maybe New Orleans, who's ready to compete for a championship, where James Winston goes. So a lot of cool stuff. And now let's get to the madness of March. Yep, March Madness. And we have Break Down the Tournament right here. And hopefully LJ goes back to sleep so he doesn't get upset. I got a few minutes before I have to pick up my daughter from school. So here's the bracket, and we'll rattle off the bracket, and we'll post it on the page later. Okay, so in the West region, number 1 Gonzaga is going to go to the second round, beat Georgia State, 1 versus 16 matchup. 8 versus 9 seed, I'm going to go with Penny Hardaway's Memphis team knocking off Boise State. Always a close matchup, Gonzaga versus Memphis in the second round. 5 versus 12 seed. 12 seeds always beat a 5 seed all the time. But 5 seed Connecticut, ready battle test to play very physical basketball in Big East. The 5 seed Connecticut will beat North Mexico State 5 over 12. Vermont will pull off a big upset. I have 13 seed Vermont, who's done it past the with Syracuse, knocking them off. Vermont will beat Arkansas. The 13 will beat the 4 seed. So it'll be Connecticut versus Vermont in the second round. The playing game, first 4 games will start today, so March Madness technically starts tonight. I think Notre Dame will beat Rutgers, but Rutgers is finally in Torrance, so that's great to see for the local teams. But Notre Dame will win that one. I have number 6 Alabama beating Notre Dame, so Alabama will go to the second round. Texas Tech will 3 seed will beat 14 seed Montana State, so Texas Tech will go to the second round to play Alabama. 7 seed Thomas always gets another tournament. The 7 seed Michigan State beats 10 seed Davidson. And then Duke, Coach K, swan song last year, coach for Duke before he retires. I think he will retire going out on top and possibly win a national championship. I have a good chance that's going to happen. Duke will beat Cal State Fullerton 2 over 15 seed. So then in the second round in that West bracket, Gonzaga will beat Memphis, go to the Sweet 16. Connecticut will beat Vermont to go to the Sweet 16. Texas Tech will beat Alabama to go to the Sweet 16. Duke versus Michigan State. Tom Izzo, Coach K won last time. Great matchup. Duke will beat Michigan State to go to Sweet 16. Then For the Elite Eight, Gonzaga will knock off Connecticut to go to the Elite Eight. Duke will knock off Texas Tech to go to the Elite Eight. And then for the epic juggernaut matchup, Elite Eight matchup, Duke over Gonzaga. Duke finds a way to beat Gonzaga. Even though Gonzaga, went for the legend, could underdog to now a juggernaut, just kick it over the hump to win the national championship. But they get pretty close, go into the championship game, go to the Final Four a bunch, have an undefeated season. But Duke, Coach K will continue the Cinderella run to go out on top. Duke will beat Gonzaga, go to the Final Four in New Orleans, starting April 2nd and April 4th, the championship game. Duke will come out of the West bracket to beat Gonzaga to go to the Final Four. In the East bracket, down on the lower bracket, number 1, defending national champion Baylor will knock off Norfolk State, 116 versus 16 matchup. North Carolina, close matchup, 8 versus 9 seed. North Carolina beats Marquette. St. Mary's will beat Indiana, will win that playing game against Wyoming. St. Mary's, the 5 seed, will beat 12 seed Indiana. And then we have UCLA beating number 13 seed Akron to go to the second round. Virginia Tech, who surprised everyone, go to the ACC championship game and beat Duke, pull off the upset in Brooklyn last week. Virginia Tech Hokies will build on the momentum. 11 seed will knock off 6 seed Texas. They'll mess with Texas. Purdue will knock off Yale, the Ivy League school. From Gilmore Girl fans, Lorelai and company and Rory. Number 3 seed Purdue Boilermakers will beat Yale. Murray State will beat San Francisco, 7 over 10 seed. And Kentucky, John Calipari always gets it done, 2 seed over 15 seed. Kentucky beats St. Peter's to go in the second round. And then we have only a few minutes here before I have to pick up my daughter here, so we'll move quickly. Baylor over North Carolina goes Sweet 16. UCLA over St. Mary's to go Sweet 16. Purdue over Virginia Tech to go to Sweet 16. Kentucky over Murray State to go Sweet 16. And then we'll have Duke over UCLA to go to the Elite Eight. We'll have Purdue over Kentucky to go to the Elite Eight. And then in the Elite Eight matchup, go to the Final Four. Baylor, the defending national champions, will knock off Calipari and his top-notch Kentucky Wildcats. Baylor will get to the Final Four in New Orleans, get to the Final Four, have a chance to repeat as national champions for a second year in a row. On the South bracket, Arizona is going to be Bryant's going to win that playing game over Wright State. Arizona 1 seed is going to knock off 16 seed Bryant. Seton Hall 8 seed over TCU. UAB 12 seed by first 12 over 5. UAB upsets Houston Cougars 12 over 5 seed. Illinois 4 seed over 13 seed Chattanooga. Michigan Wolverines, Juwan Howard and all that with the fight and stuff with Wisconsin. They're going to be running through a brick wall, play hard for him. Tom Brady coming back in honor of him, and Dave Portnoy for Barstool Sports. Michigan alum, Michigan 11 seed beats Colorado State. Tennessee over Longwood, a fun name. Tennessee goes to the second round. Ohio State beats Loyola Chicago, 7 over 10. Villanova Jay Wright, 2 over 15 seed Delaware. Villanova goes. Go to the Sweet 16. Arizona will beat Seton Hall, go to Sweet 16. Illinois will beat UAB to go to the Sweet 16. Michigan will beat Tennessee to go to the Sweet 16. And Villanova will beat Ohio State, go to Sweet 16. For the Elite Eight, Arizona over Illinois to go to the Elite Eight, and Villanova over Michigan to go to the Elite Eight. And then Villanova beats Arizona, the Battle of the Wildcats, West Coast versus East Coast. Villanova goes to the Final Four out of the South bracket to go to the New Orleans. And then finally in the Midwest bracket, we have Kansas versus the 16 seed, Texas A&M CC versus Texas Southern. Texas Southern will win that, I think. Kansas, number 1 seed, will beat Texas Southern. Creighton and number 9 seed always plays tough toward it will beat 8 seed San Diego State. Richmond Spiders, number 12 seed over 5 seed, will beat Iowa, the Big Ten champs. Richmond Spiders get the win. Providence beats South Dakota State 4 versus 13 matchup. LSU beats Iowa State 6 versus 11 matchup. Wisconsin Badgers 3 seed versus 14 seed Colgate, not just the toothpaste. And then Miami is 10 seed over USC. Miami wins. Auburn, the 2 seed, beats the 15 seed Jackson State. And then for the Sweet 16, we'll have Kansas over Creighton to go to Sweet 16, Providence over Richmond, Wisconsin over LSU, and Auburn over Miami to go to Sweet 16. Then for the Elite Eight, we'll have Kansas over Providence, and then Wisconsin over Auburn to go to the Elite Eight, and then to go to the Final Four, Kansas over Wisconsin. The Jayhawks, Bill Selfie, I call them. Kansas beats Wisconsin to go to the Final Four. Final Four teams are Duke. They'll play Baylor in semifinals. Duke will win that one, or beat the defending national champions. Villanova and Jay Wright, who's won 2 national titles, trying to win a third one. A great young coach. He'll beat Kansas Jayhawks, who always have a top-notch team. So Villanova will beat Kansas. Duke will beat Baylor. National championship game, Duke over Villanova. Duke wins 69-63, and Coach K wins his 6th national championship, gets to go out on top, and end his great illustrious career as a national championship for the 6th time, first time since 2015. So that's our picks for the bracket. Enjoy the March of Madness. Can't wait for the games. Eat lots of junk food, watch a lot of games, and have a great time, and look forward to every moment of it. I love this time of year with college basketball, spring training baseball, getting warm outside, St. Patrick's Day, springtime, basketball, hockey, football, free agency, and draft. It's exciting times. We posted our bracket on the sports show, and sing a quick song by beautiful wife Abby, Love You All My Heart, and say, you make loving you easy, you make loving you all I want to do, every little smile, and every single touch. Remember, George Costanza reminds me just how much it makes loving you easy. Sing again, please don't. Easy. All right, well, that's our show. Enjoy the new Batman movie. Enjoy Spider-Man. Enjoy all the college basketball and all the great sports action. Enjoy the warm weather. And keep like DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for your favorite sports and entertainment talk right here. Have a great weekend, everyone, and take care. Bye-bye.